Howdy folks, Laxo here, and today we are going to be getting into the, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking a look at Byakuya and all the teams that people run him in. I'm pretty sure I did this with Soifon. Last time it was more of like a mystery, whose team is whose. This time I'm going to be very blatant and just show all the teams up front. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at all the top players, World Championship teams, and how they use Byakuya in those team comps. And then, well, I feel like I've already shown my Byakuya team comps many times over, and I'm going to be making comments on these as I'm showing them. So what we're going to be doing is just showing them, talking about them, and then if I have time after, maybe I'll show my Byakuya off a little bit and whatnot. But as for that, let's go ahead and get into. Tell you what, let's swap scenes over here to my media player. And all right, so I think what I'm gonna have to do here is pause as I'm going through. What we're gonna do is we're gonna be watching a video together. There we go. All right, so first team we got right here, Byakuya. Oh, hey, look at that. My team's right here as well. So, Deku, he is running Byakuya, Sodeno, Nell. That's a pretty tanky front line. Once again, Byakuya is probably the tankiest character in the game outside of Sodeno that could just get flat zeros. He is the biggest number values of all attack, defense, HP, all that stuff. He has the biggest number values. So, naturally, he's going to be the tankiest character. But as for the team comp, it's pretty casual. It's the same team comp I pretty much use. You can see he's got Kira in there. I've got Kira in here. He's got Rukia. I've got Rukia. The only place where we differ is he's using Byakuya for damage. I don't need Byakuya for damage because I have all these other characters that hit the entire enemy team. Plus, my Byakuya is my vampire Byakuya. I should probably be a little more specific here. He has a lot of HP, so he does a lot of damage. Moving on to the next team. Let's go ahead and see if we can speed this up a little bit here. Actually, sorry for the echo. Let's see if I can get rid of that. I just clicked screen record. Oh, you clicked screen record, did you? Actually, you guys can't see the bottom. Oh, sorry. I thought you guys would like to hear me talking to myself. All right, next team comp here. All right, so once again, what do we have in common? Actually, this team comp's really close to mine, as you can see. He has Sodeno. He has, yeah, again, pretty much this is the exact same team comp I run, outside of Aizen and Ichigo. He has Aizen in there, maybe to get some front row DPS. Ichigo, I mean, you need to put him somewhere. Evil Trio, this is a Gin right here. So, yeah. Not sure if you want me to give away his alias, but I'm sure everybody knows who he is. Let's continue to move on here. Actually, yeah. Next up, who's next? Gueras Gamer. All right. Right here. Boom. All right. So here we have Byakuya. Interesting. He is in a lineup with. Okay. Okay. So I think what he's going with here is he's going with rage reduction, damage. Obviously, he's got rage reduction going last. Why does he have Urahara here? I have no idea why Kisuke is in this lineup. He really does not need to be in this lineup at all. He has no bleeds at all. Or I should say he has one bleed off of one mastery skill, which has a low chance of ticking. So, yeah, it is. Other than that, it's a fine lineup. Yeah, no real gripes outside of that. But that's very weird. I think he's just using him for a tank as opposed to actually utilizing his specialty in healing reduction and the dots. So interesting, nonetheless. Next up, that was Gueras. Who do we have next? Who's gonna? Oh, I think we do Swepnoff, right? Yeah, come on, Laxo. Just click him. There you go. Okay. All right. Is he here? He's not here. Where is he? Does he not have him? Did I miss it? Oh, there he is, right here. Cool. All right, first lineup right here. Well, second. All right, so Rangiku, that's fine. Only a 4-star Byakuya. That is terrible. Come on, bro. Other than that, oh gosh, dude, look at this terrible. So I think what he's doing is he's trying to get a bleed team comp going, but what he doesn't understand, maybe he just doesn't read the character and what it does. But this is a wasted character slot right here, to be honest. Like, he could have put anybody else in this character slot. It would have been fine. But he put Byakuya. He doesn't need Byakuya in this lineup. He has 2 big damage dealers. He doesn't need Byakuya in this lineup. Yeah, if I were to give that a grade, I'd give it like a 3.5, maybe a 3.8 out of 10. Moving on. Who do we got next, Laxo? Let's hurry it up here, buddy. Actually, I could just go like this, can't I? Speed times 2. All right, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Oh, it's Gueras. Moving on. Quickly. I think that might be it, actually. Do I show another? Oh, Swepnoff. Okay, so this is his account. Actually, yeah, so this is... Oh my gosh, look at this terrible lineup. Come on. There it is. Okay, Byakuya. Once again. Oh my god. Why do I even try? Look at this lineup. He has everybody out of place. Why does he have Yamamoto in the front row here? Jeez. This looks like he just had a bunch of characters and he threw it in a lineup. There is nothing in this lineup that makes sense. He has damage. Like, none of these 3 characters go together. None of these 3 characters go together. I give that one probably a 2.5 out of 10. Jeez. All right, let's end it there and swap back over to the actual game here and make a little team comp here. So, as we saw right there, people do like to use him in different ways. But I think the most common way we see him is a damage dealer. In any lineup you put him in, he will be the top damage dealer. So there's 2 places we could put him. We could either put him in the number 1 slot here, or we could put him in the number 4 slot here. The reason why we want to put him in the number 1 slot is we want to have him go first so everyone else could do damage off him. But we could also put him in this slot here because we want to keep him alive because he is going to be our best damage dealer. Now, off of that, we want to put characters that will attack the entire team. Most likely, characters that will also lower the healing of the enemy team, so we can get 0 heals off of them. What that means is if they were to have somebody like... if they were to have a team like this out there with just tons and tons of healing, whenever any healing would proc, whether it's a soul haul, whether it's a revive, whether it's... anything. A snowman, you could toss what him in here too. They would be a 0 proc. They would get 0 healing off of it. That is why we would want to put Kira in there. So now that we got that set up, we could put Kira in the 5 slot, or we could put him up front. But he is not the tankiest character, so I'd probably put him in the 5 slot. Now off that, in the last slot here, we would want to put somebody to reduce rage. The reason why we want to reduce rage, obvious, because we don't want them to rage our team after we rage theirs. Now with that, we can either put a character like Gin, not bad, but he hits only the back row. We could toss on a Warsoul that reduces rage as well, or stuns. We could toss Hozukimaru in there as well. Hyorinmaru, I apologize, not Hozukimaru. Where is he at? There you go, Yamamoto. I'm thinking Yamamoto. Why? He has a pretty good chance to stun. He puts burns on the enemy team, which is also based off of HP as well. So we're going to be getting ticks and ticks and ticks of damage. And he could also apply multiple stacks of burn as well. Now for the front row, we want to go with a front row that can give us some survivability, but we also want to get a Soul Hall. So since we have 3 characters, we can go with 3 different Soul Hall units here. But we want to put one that actually has a Soul Hall. Obviously the most popular, Sodeno. Why Sodeno? We get a lot of survivability with that. So we could put Sodeno in there. Who else can we put in there? We could put, let's see here, where is she at? There you go. We could put Cotton in there, get a Soul Hall that way. From that point we already have, so we're just going to say we're going to put Cotton in there. Now we need to put a Tiger in there. So with the Tiger, what we could do is we could toss on a couple different characters. I prefer to have a character that attacks the entire team, which would give us a unit like Nini. But not everybody has Nini. But everybody probably should have Unohana by now. Now, if you don't have Unohana, it gets kind of tricky. You could toss in Rukia. Rukia is not a bad character. Maybe Toshido, not bad. You know what? You could... No, he's DPS. Other than that, honestly, Toshido's supposed to be DPS too. I don't see it though. Yeah, that's probably where you want to put. Probably want to put her there. And we need one more unit. Now we could just go for one of 2 things. We could either swap Byakuya up front, go for a big DPS unit, in which we could probably want to put a character like maybe Byakuya. As we saw with Deku's team early, he had Byakuya in there. We could even double down on CC. Hyorinmaru, not bad. We can also go with a character like Okiura. Okiura is pretty good. He is a little bit of tanky, a little bit of DPS. He's nice. Nice little hybrid. Characters we don't want to put in here. And that is a unit that combos off of a different team, which once again would be something like Nell, would be something like Soifon, would be something like even Muramasa. We don't want to put those characters in this lineup. Even Aizen's too much damage. I guess you could put somebody like Ichigo in there. He is a hybrid himself, a little bit of tank, a little bit of DPS. But that's pretty much that. We can also toss in any of these 3 big units right there. Those 3 will work. Where's my Orihime? There she is. We could toss Orihime in there. All these units will work pretty well. Who am I missing? Yeah, that's pretty much that. We could even toss, somebody like Rangiku in there as well. But with that, let's just say, screw it, we want to toss her in there. Now that's a pretty good team comp. Why? We have a Soul Hall that whenever we use a basic attack or mastery skill, we get additional rage back. Pretty good. Now, one thing we're lacking in this team comp is rage regen. However, we make up for it with all the heal reduction and reducing the enemy's rage every round, big time. You probably don't want to swap these 2. Probably not. Since she has a limited amount of characters that she can hit with rage reduction, but Yamamoto is just, he can get pretty crazy. You know what, now that I'm looking at it, if we want to put some healing in, or if we want to put some rage gen in there, we could just go with 2 different characters. We could toss Unohana in there, run a double Unohana team. That's not bad. If I can get her in the slots, screw it, we're just going to go with that. Or if we want to get some rage, we can go like that. toss Ichigo in there. Or last but not least, if we want to get some CC cleansing, we can also toss in 2 different characters. We could toss in Hineko. Hineko's not a bad spot. Okay, so this is actually supposed to be the other Unohana. I'm sure you guys know that. Or, let's see here. We could toss in... Where's the other Ichigo at? Or we could toss in this Ichigo. A little bit of cleanse. Now, any of those team comps would be very solid. Very, very solid. If you really want to go with tankiness, you can put in a character like Byakuya. If you still want some more tankiness for your back row, you can swap out somebody for Shinji. I almost said Renji there for a second. Not bad. Just tons of rage reduction on the enemy team. So with that, we have lots of different team comps we can run. I hope this helped you guys out quite a bit to different team comps and different ways you can utilize Byakuya to get the most out of his kit. Once again, everybody we saw except for the Brazilian players, everybody we saw except for the Brazilian players, were running him in a very solid, very good way. So, yeah, that's the best you can get out of him. I could look at his kit, but you know what? We'll just skip his kit and go with his Warsouls instead. So there's a bunch of different Warsouls we can run here. Naturally, we'd want to run tanky Warsouls, and that would include something like armor. You know, get the block up, get the damage reduction up. Not bad. Warsouls we don't want to use. We don't want to use Shattering. We don't want to use Crimson. In my last video, I went over that, I believe. Vigilance. Very good. Vigilance is a very good Warsoul. Why? We get his HP really high, so when we hit the enemy team, the ticks of damage we do are greater. So yes, Vigilance is a very good Warsoul. Rose Warsoul, not bad. I don't know if too many people have that Warsoul, so probably shouldn't mention it. Donut Warsoul, same with that. Not too many people have it. Maybe you can go with the Dharma Warsoul. That's not a bad idea, but once again, not too many people have it. Sun Hat Warsoul, you know, reduce the crits. Very, very good as well. Crit resist chance, very, very good. Extravagant Warsoul, you could go with that. I don't think he's going to be taking massive damage, but if he does, Extravagant Warsoul would help out quite a bit. With that, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, if you really want to go with damage, maybe you could toss in, no, not Bravery Warsoul, that thing is garbage. Merit Warsoul, honestly, that would be pretty interesting to see on him. Anything that runs more raw damage, because you're not going to get too many crits off of him, so maybe like Wrath, if you want to really put on some damage. I guess Vengeance might not be the worst idea. This one's not too good either because it just increases the rage skill damage. I could definitely see people wanting to run Azura on him if you guys have it. Yeah, those are all pretty solid Warsouls as far as character Warsouls go. Once again, you have a lot of options here. You can go with Chad's Warsoul, get the rage reduction. That's very good, but unfortunately with that, you're going to have him going before all the other units, so that's probably not going to work. Pacifism might... Oh, wait, I actually got these Warsouls mixed up. This is the stun, yes. So Evil is... or Chad Warsoul is... Yes, you could use that. A Warsoul you probably don't want to use is Pacifism. Warsoul you could use Temper. Get that block chance extremely high. That's not a bad... Especially if you have some healers on your team. You know, keep their HP above 40%. Get that extra 31% block chance. Very, very good. Warsoul of the Culling, not really. Even on a damage team, you really don't want to run that. What else do we have? Avatar, you know, that's not terrible. If it's just extra, that'll probably work. Let's see here. Silence. That could work as well. not terrible. Thorns, if you really want to run Thorns, you could toss him in there. Ichigo, if you want to have him run his more support. And I think that's pretty much it. If you're actually running a bleed team comp, you can actually toss in Eternal Night Warsoul to really get his damage reduction high. I've done that before, but not with him. But if you do, make sure you do have a bleed unit on the team, because he is not good enough to keep that Warsoul active. A Warsoul that I have been running with him is the Present Warsoul. That's really good. Get some extra healing. Other than that, that's pretty much it. I mean, you could toss in that Warsoul, even the Rukia Warsoul, not bad. But yeah, that is pretty much that. Alright, as far as 1v1 goes, he's not really a 1v1 unit. His weapon's not really mandatory. You don't have to have his weapon. I will be getting his weapon to gold. I'll be actually spending my candies or whatever they are and getting his weapon to gold. So, with that, guys, that is going to wrap this one up. If you guys enjoyed this content, like, subscribe, I'd appreciate it. And I will have a... Let's see here. I'll have a video getting him to 7-star coming out pretty soon here. We can look at his stats then. I will show his stats in the next video, probably either tomorrow. Probably not the next day, because the event is wrapping up here soon. What do we got for the event? 3 days. So yeah, probably the next day I'll get that video in. And yeah. Till then, I will catch you on the next one. Peace. Peace.